From McFarlane Toys and DC Multiverse, this is the DC Classic Superman, which is to say, they just tried to do their best depiction of what Superman's generic look is like. I love how it looks in the box so far. I love this bright blue and red. Perfect, perfect, perfect. On the back, you just have a picture of him and Lois Lane that looks like Darwin Cook, possibly? Sometimes I'm not good with my artists, but that very much it's like Cook's art style. And then Superman DC Classic. Let's actually open this guy up. Alright guys, I have a feeling I need to say this every time I review Superman. Superman is my favorite superhero. As a result, I'm always just a little bit biased towards his figures. This figure, though, is wonderful. This is exactly the type of Superman I've been waiting for years. I have a couple of gripes. We'll talk about them. But overall, this is such a refreshing figure. First of all, the face. If it wasn't for the teeth showing, I think this would be a really just perfect Superman face. With the teeth showing, from some angles it looks fine. Like head on looks fine. From like above, less so. From below, oh no, that looks fine too. Like I think that it's an admirable attempt to have him show teeth, but there is something where it's just a little off. That said, it looks good from most angles. The body is wonderful. Not the most ripped Superman we've ever had, but this is also the proportions I'm most familiar with seeing in the comics. And of course, you have the classic costume, so yellow belt, red trunks, red boots, big S-shield, and this light blue. I love this light, chewy blue. Most Supermen, for some reason, go for a darker blue, and I've never really pictured him that way. When I think of some of his best stories, like All-Star Superman or Superman of All Seasons, a lot of these stories, it's always this lighter blue. And then there's the cape. So the cape is interesting for a sculpted cape. I think it could occasionally get in the way. Also, no Superman shield, but also Superman action figure. They never have the Superman shield. But yeah, no, this figure really is doing something for me, I'll be honest. This might become my main display Superman. Also, they include a flight stand with this Superman, which I'm always harping on. It works so well. And when the lighting hits this figure, look at that. That's beautiful. Like, it almost makes me want to use this guy for figure photography. Alongside that, you do get a couple of good accessories. You have 2 open hands, 2 flying hands, as well as 2 more gestural grabby hands, and 2 closed fists. So you do get 6 hands, 3 separate pairs. It would have been nice if I'm going to harp, it would have been nice to get, like, maybe a chunk of kryptonite or something. But here's the fact of the matter, I'm sticking by it. This is the best Superman I've ever seen come out of McFarlane. It has everything I've been wanting from a Superman toy for years now. He looks wonderful. This is my figure of the year so far. I know that's crazy. All the figures I've looked at so far, and it's only March. Well, actually, now it's April. But this guy is my figure of the year so far. And I know that's a little bit of new figure bias. Maybe we'll see in a few months if I'm still feeling that way. But, man, how could you hate something that looks this good? I absolutely recommend this Superman. It is one of the best figures I've seen out of McFarlane in a while, and I absolutely adore everything about it. There were a couple of minor nitpicks that I had to dig for, just to give a little bit of variety to the review, but in all honesty, there's a reason why this was 4 minutes of gushing. It's because it's just that good a toy.